Well, hello, all those entrepreneurs out there in radio entrepreneur land. My name is Jeffrey Davis, and I am still the host, at least for the beginning of 2021. And we're going to start off the year quite optimistic, talking about how people are staying in business. And we're going to have some returning guests this time. We're going to have Richard Mensah and Leia Ruseva, co-founders of EllisX. Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, thank you for having us, Jeffrey.
So you have some updates for us, right?
Yes, we do.
What's going on at EllisX?
Richard, do you want to get started here?
I mean, today we're actually having a product hunt lunch again. We're actually launching a media part of our platform, right? So before, the last time we were on the show, we were just starting everything out. We just, got an MVP together, but after a lot of iterations and a lot of learnings, we've figured out the right combination of features and marketing and all that to be able to, scale what we have to be able to, get more people excited and create a bigger impact to what we're doing.
Yep, and we're a couple of hours into our launch on Product Hunt, and we already have 7 startups that have signed up for EllisX.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So do you have to be, what type of firms have to be qualified to sign up for EllisX?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So actually, unlike most companies, our product is by invite only. So a startup needs to qualify to be on EllisX, even though they are the paying customer. We do this to maintain the quality really high because in the end of the day, we are also there to serve media professionals and event organizers who are looking for experts for their events, podcasts, and articles. So to be on EllisX, a startup needs to be typically early stage, even though we're open to working with later stage companies as well. Pre-seed to Series A is our sweet spot. And they need to have a product in the market. They need to have initial traction, whether that's early users or paying customers, and they need to be full-time on the business. Most companies that join us typically have raised some kind of outside funding, but that's not mandatory.
Yep. And so far, on the media side, we're seeing a lot more interest coming from, bigger publications, right? Because, recently we had a reporter, like a writer from the New York Times Magazine join the platform. We have other ones that are coming in the pipeline who will be excited about using our platform to find, experts for their articles and, guests and stuff like that for their podcast. So yeah, we have interesting traction so far, and we're looking to scale that a lot more during this year.
Well, if you're a regular guest on Radio Entrepreneurs, you should put our producer. You should connect your producer so that we can have a live, experience. So when we talk to you,
Okay.
and then we can put Nathan on. So I know Nathan is listening, so we'll leave that up to you and him. What are some of the trends you're seeing for 2021? Or you're telling your customers about?
Trends in which areas specifically?
Public relations, marketing. This is where you support people. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so for marketing, one thing that both of us have been talking about for a long time, but it seems to be gaining a little more momentum right now, is advertising, and how advertising is not a great way to find customers and is not a sustainable channel. Ultimately, especially if you're a smaller company, you end up spending all this money on Google or Facebook, and you cannot compete with the bigger brands. And ultimately, the second you stop feeding the algorithm, customers stop coming in. And otherwise, like, your ROI is not worth it. So we actually think that in 2021, advertising or paid ads would be more or less would take a back step, and like most companies would resort to alternative marketing channels. What we are pioneering is called authentic marketing, and I think Richard can tell you a little bit more about that.
Yeah, what we've also identified is that people don't really buy products or services because of logic or exactly what they want it for, like use cases. Sometimes it's an emotional buying, right? Most of the time people actually expect to buy into the brand, buy into the founder story, buy into like the whole mission of the company. Think of Tesla, think of other companies, Salesforce. So we believe that early stage companies should be optimizing for that kind of marketing, where they create a brand around their products and people are sort of like really iconic people are really caring about what you're doing. And I mean, by doing that, they actually set themselves up for more long-term success than, I mean, using the shortcuts, which is paid ads, which will get you to the point. Will get you only far enough to only just leave you hanging at the point. Yeah.
You know, maybe I'm being stupid, but I like what Leah said. If you could just address more this whole concept of emotional marketing, because I think all marketing has to have some visceral connection with people. So can you just give us a little bit more data on that for us?
Yeah, so authentic marketing, we call it. So what we're
changed the term.
Yeah, you call it emotional marketing, but it's still fine, perfectly fine. Yeah, so I think we're trying to create a new category, right? We're trying to create a new platform for companies that are, I mean, want to talk more about what the change they're trying to create in the world instead of just trying to sell their products. And we believe that by more companies doing that, I mean, better products will be out there. There'll be a lot more customers who actually buy into the long-term mission instead of just using the product for just its utility. And that is what we're optimizing for with the platform.
And when you think about any kind of iconic brand that has a cult following, whether that's Apple, whether that's Tesla, like looking at newer examples like Away suitcases or Glossier, all of them have a very compelling story behind them, a very compelling mission that makes you think that when you're using this product, you're going to stand out, you are special. And that's how you create a cult brand. Ultimately, it's by telling your story and what motivates you, what drives you. It's not by just selling a product out there and saying, hey, like this is pure utility. In the end of the day, people want something that would make them feel special and would differentiate them just by using your product. So that's what companies need to reach. And the best way to do so is just telling your story over and over again to people that want to hear it.
Well, do you have a process that helps people to understand what the emotional part of their story is? Or do you expect them to have it worked out?
Yeah, we actually have that down the platform, right? So once a company joins our platform, we actually try to get the individual story takes from each of the team members so they can invite as many team members as possible. We have a set of questions we've outlined that we believe will pull the story out. And these questions are also curated from learning a lot from, I mean, reporters and event organizers to see what makes them tick and what makes them pick a company or a story over the other story. So that is what we optimize for on the platform. So once you join our platform, we have a set of questions in there that helps pull the story out. And that will pretty much set everybody up for success on the platform.
That's great. We're speaking with Richard Mensah and Leia Ruseva. I always love saying your name. Co-founders of EllisX. Guys, if someone's looking for you at EllisX, how would they find you?
Well, we're very active on social media, Twitter and LinkedIn. So we are at EllisX Inc. on Twitter, and on LinkedIn, they can just type in EllisX and find us. They can always go to our website, which is EllisX.com, and they can always send us an email at info@EllisX.com. We look at all emails and we reply to all of them.
Great. And Richard?
Yeah.
Reach you?
I mean, pretty much the same thing, but I think my Twitter handle is Mensah. I think RIOMENSAH. And I mean, LinkedIn, I'm also Richard Mensah, so you can find me on LinkedIn. But just follow the company, you probably find me from there somewhere.
Yeah. I want to thank you for being one of our first interviews for 2021.
Yeah.
And I look forward to hearing from both of you again this year. Be well.
We're excited to be the first.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
One of the first.
Kick off the year.
One of the first.
First day. Remind everybody this is Radio Entrepreneurs, and we'll have more stories after this break.